McGrath unable to pull away in the whoops. But the guy that won this race last year, David Villeman, still is having his troubles this year. Number 934 is in 7th place. Back to the leaders we go. And why not? Bike-to-bike action. Carmichael goes to the outside. And the crowd's on their feet. We still have 12 laps to go in this.
McGrath blocked that corner perfect. He knew what Ricky was thinking, and he covered the line.
Ricky never raced 125s here. He was an East Coast rider, and here he goes with the boat. Ricky Carmichael puts in the woods to the inside. He takes the corner, and once again they're saying hello to each other's boots. Ricky Carmichael has regained the lead. McGrath, look at that block pass.
Ricky did a good job to keep that bike on two wheels. His front wheel drifted all the way up over the berm. Oh, McGrath gets wide.
And Ricky Carmichael was in the good position to take advantage of it. Remember, McGrath lost the front brake here last year and still finished fourth.
Watch McGrath come out of the corner. He gets over the berm. The rear wheel wasn't set in it. I just talked about Carmichael, saving it a couple corners ago. McGrath, another beautiful save to stay in this battle. It's not over yet. Lucky Carmichael wasn't any closer, otherwise they would have made contact. That might have handed the lead to LaRocco, who's in third and closing.
Look after LaRocco on this type of track, David.
It's a little bit of an outdoor-style racetrack because the soil is so soft. The corners are starting to get deep berms in them. You got to pick lines just like an outdoor race. That's where LaRocco really shines.
LaRocco is only 3 seconds in back of McGrath with 10 laps to go. It's Carmichael, McGrath, and LaRocco. We'll be right back to San Diego.
Made McGrath say uncle. I talked with Jeremy before the season got started, and he said, I know Ricky is going to be fast at time. He goes, and if it's not coming to me and I got to really take big chances to stay with his speed, I'll take my second or third or whatever it is, but for 16 races, I think I can beat him. Right now, Ricky has forced Jeremy to go to Plan B. It's very deep. See how deep all the soil is in spots. They're starting to get a lot of rut. It's taken on a little bit of an outdoor feel, which is where Ricky does so well. Last week was hard-packed slick, requires precision, and that's where Jeremy's a little bit better.
Mike LaRocco, number 5. Amsoil Honda in 3rd. Ezra Lusk in 4th. And Kevin Windham rounding out the top 5.
Look at LaRocco. This guy is the invisible man. I mean, he does so well. He comes through the pack, catches all these guys, but no one ever focuses on him. They focus on the battle out front, the battle's behind him, and right now, they're going to focus on him because he is catching Jeremy.
Oh, this would be important for the points race. That's for sure. Because if it finishes in this order right now, McGrath would still lead Carmichael by 2 points.
Well, that could all change if LaRocco can get around him.
The lappers playing a part here.
They are. They were working in the favor of Jeremy and Carmichael a little while ago, and LaRocco lost a lot of time, but he made it all back up. That tells me one thing. He's faster than Jeremy. Jeremy is going to have to pick it up here, or it's going to be 3rd place.
LaRocco gunning for his best finish of the season and his first podium.
I don't know if LaRocco's ever passed McGrath, Art. I can't remember a time when he's done it.
It seems to me there was one time, but I can't pull it out of the file cabinet upstairs right now.
Well, it's about to happen unless Jeremy steps it up big time.
This is the kind of track LaRocco loves. And Mike LaRocco is now starting to challenge Jeremy McGrath. We've got 3 laps to go. 2 laps to go as the leader has just jumped over the finish line jump. 2 laps to go. Here's LaRocco with the back pass to the inside.
This could get Jeremy all fired up again.
Oh, my goodness. Jeremy McGrath will try to come back now with less than 2 laps remaining. Mike LaRocco gunning for a 2nd place. He had so many 2nd place runner-up finishes last year in back of Jeremy McGrath.
Well, let's think about this. LaRocco has gotten around McGrath, pulled away slightly, and is still closing on Carmichael, so winning this thing for LaRocco is not out of the question.
Ricky Carmichael reaching back now as Mike LaRocco takes the white flag.
Looks like he's broken free from Jeremy. Not quite close enough to Carmichael. You know, Jeremy, it all came pretty easy to him the last week. He may have got in the mindset, well, you know, I'm right where I need to be. These guys all got frustrated with their performances last week, especially Ricky, and they stepped it up. Jeremy stayed where he was, and maybe not quite enough here.
Well, if they finish in this order, it's a tied points race. We've got some excitement going back to Anaheim in the next round. I'll tell you, Jeremy McGrath is not out of trouble right now because he's got Ezra Lusk behind him. And Ricky Carmichael can feel it. He can see it. He wins his second Supercross of his career, winning the San Diego Supercross. Mike LaRocco closing in fast with second place honors. Jeremy McGrath ending up in third with Ezra Lusk in fourth. And it'll be Kevin Windham finishing in fifth. The happy young man from northern Florida gets the congratulations of the seven-time champion Jeremy McGrath.
It feels great, Davey. I tell you, Chevy trucks, Kawasaki, can't say enough. I've been working, and it's like, man, am I ever going to win one? And I finally did it, and that's the way I wanted to do it. Me and Jeremy was battling it out, and I dug deep past that halfway mark, and was doing this timing section over here, and I think that's what helped me out a lot, man. I tell you, it was great.
You're riding real close to Jeremy there, back and forth. A lot of times we see riders back off from that challenge, but you went right at him, and now you finally beat him. How's that feel?
Oh, it feels good, you know, I'm glad he got up on the start with me, too. I didn't want to win my first one, you know, by getting a good start and something happened to Jeremy, but I was behind him and pressuring him, and he made a few mistakes along with myself, and I can't say enough. I'm happy. It was a fun race.
Fantastic ride, Rick.
Thanks a lot. Thanks.
As I'm down here with a couple of guys who put on a heck of a race tonight, just not quite what Carmichael did. First of all, Mike LaRocco, David Bailey calls you the invisible man. You come out of nowhere in these races. Tonight, Carmichael just a little more ahead of you.
You've heard that before, huh? No, what can I say? I mean, my AMSOIL Doc Martens competition accessories Honda it worked great. I mean, the track for what we had this week in rain was good, and you know, my bike worked good. Felt good out here.
What about, how do you think Carmichael's doing now? Does he have momentum? Is it still belong to Jeremy? Or what about you? Bad starts coming up the second.
You know, my starts are better. I've been going into the corner good. I've been squirreling out the first lap. So once I get that straightened out, I'm not really concerned about, you know, getting off the gate. The Honda pulls real good. So I think I'm going to be there. Right now, I think it's pretty much a mix. I mean, everybody's riding good and everybody's there. So it's going to be a tough series.
And Jeremy, what about you? That was an unbelievable race for about 10 laps, but it seemed like, you know, I've heard it said before, you know when to ride at the pace you want to ride. You know what your limitations are. Did you reach that point and decide to back off?
Well, Davey, the track was really bumpy and ruddy out there, and Ricky and I had a great dice there, and I think one of my mistakes is I don't think I was breathing, and I kind of got a little tight, and he was riding really relaxed because the guy was making some squirrely mistakes, and he was still pulling it off, and I think I was a little weak in the whoops tonight for some reason, and you're right. I mean, I tamed it down a little bit, and then LaRocco snuck up on me.